Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back in with another video, and this is going to be part 21 of the Vardos MOC build series. We are so far into this MOC, and I'm super excited about that because we finally got to start on the big Vardos tower. So that's really going to be the main event of this video. Before I get into all that, I do want to say special thanks to this week's donors on the live streams. They were Jedi Bob, Screemin Seagull, Cosmic Brick 44, Dan 6151, Ben Shapiro, Hamburger Helper, Wesley Shepard, Garrett, Stormiebrix, TNTgamesonline, and SWBrix75. Special thanks to all of you for making contributions to this channel / this MOC. I do really appreciate it. And like I say every single week, guys, if you aren't coming onto the live streams, I certainly urge you to do so. It is a great time for you to not only see the MOC a little bit early, but also to just hang around, talk Star Wars with a bunch of guys. No big deal. But like I said, this is a really great week for me because I got to start on that big Vardos tower. This is something that I've been just really anticipating since I began working on this MOC, and the fact that I'm actually finally doing it is making me very happy and very excited to continue working on this MOC. I would not hold you guys any further with the intro of this video. Let's jump right into it. Now, pretty much all the progress that happened on this MOC this week was in this courtyard area, so this is where we will stay for the majority of the video. One thing I did want to show you guys before I get to the main event is I actually pretty much finished up this edge of the courtyard. It is essentially the same design as this one, and if you remember from last week, I actually had lights kind of right there on the sides of these little assemblies, and it's the exact same way on the other side as well. So that officially counts as new lights being put into the MOC for this week, so I am able to justify having a new lights segment for this video. I was kind of contemplating whether or not I want to do it, but hey, we have new lights. I am obligated to show you guys those new lights. So it's nice to actually have like the barriers of the courtyard finished up, so I know the space I have to work with for all the other things. For example, the big statue that's going to be of Admiral Versio, as well as there's like a tree right here, a tree right there, and statues on either side of I guess modern artwork is the best way I can describe it. It doesn't really look like anything, but it is a statue nonetheless, or a sculpture rather. I don't know, you guys can be the judge of it. But yeah, it's definitely something, so I have to figure out a way to design, build it, and get it put into this MOC in the upcoming weeks. If you guys are wondering why Ultra Caddy is sitting right here, a lot of people were doubting me. They were saying, Jalen, why do you want that set? Why are you going to buy that set? There's no reason to have that. And this is why I got it. I wanted to put Obi-Wan on it. Well, actually, that's not true. I actually got it because I wanted to put Anakin and Padme on it for episode 2. And it really stuck out to me as one of the 3 big monsters from the Geonosian arena battle. And I was like, it would be so funny to have that as like an Easter egg in a Geonosis MOC. So I bought this, and now I'll have it for the eventual Geonosis MOC that I will do. But then I also thought, you know, why not also do Obi-Wan on it? So now I have another Easter egg for a potential Utapau MOC. Like, you can imagine him riding around on this bad boy like, arr, arr, arr. Yeah, there's the cringe segment of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, quick review. Love this set. It is awesome. Ultra Caddy is amazing, and it is absolutely adorable. So cute. Like, look at that face. How can you not be in love with that face? Come on now. But back to Vardos. This is the main event. Check it out. A lot of progress done on this building. Well, actually not really much progress on the building, but a lot of progress done on the staircase, which, believe it or not, was extremely difficult to do. Like, I went through so many different versions of the design of stairs before I converged upon this. The first thing I will say is I'm not thrilled with the fact that, you know, the stairs don't push all the way up against the wall. Obviously, you can see there are gaps in there. But this is just kind of what I had to decide to do. This is the only way that this design was going to be able to work. It's at a weird angle in the game, which made it obviously very difficult to do in Lego. But having looked at it kind of all holistically, I think it does look pretty good. It makes me very happy that I'm finally done with it. I spent so much time on this, and if it didn't take me so long to do this, I would have actually gotten more done on the building. But the stairs were obviously very important, so I am glad that they are finally done. Well, they're not really done, but the difficult parts of this are done. I really just have to mirror everything on this side back to this side. Started a little bit, just have to get that section put on that side, and then also have these little columns come down on the other side as well. So I'm happy that I feel like I can just move forward on building this building. don't really have to think too much about the design anymore. All the hard parts are over with. I can just move forward with building. So that has me very hype. Some people on the live stream were wondering, one, why this was red and why this was black in here. That is actually, those are just placeholder pieces. In the finished version of this MOC, this is going to be all completely gray, and I will actually cover up these gaps in the joints there. So don't worry about that. It will all be good. It'll look very nice, I think. And man, this was such an interesting looking building, and I can't even imagine how cool it'll look when it's finally standing as tall as it'll be. I'm not entirely sure exactly how tall it'll be, but my goal is just to make it tall. That is my criterion for this building, for it to just be tall. So hopefully that'll come out pretty well. And I'm going to have to basically build a bunch more of these kind of going all the way around the building. Fortunately for me, the way they designed it, these two are the only ones, as well as the two on the other side as well, that have this kind of curved part that comes all the way out. All the other columns just kind of go straight down, so that'll make it much easier to design going all the way around the base of the building. So shout out to them for making this a little easy on me. And man, I'm so hype about starting this tower. This is probably the most recognizable part of Vardos. It is the main building, and I'm finally starting it. It just makes me so happy. You can see on the door, I started working on, I don't even know how you describe this other than like the Death Star. I don't know how you would describe this other than the Death Star wall pattern. So using more of those, I don't even know how you describe it other, but like maybe like a half circle 1x1 white tiles, which are not cheap parts. Those are actually quite expensive. So what I've been doing to make sure that this would look halfway decent is I've actually been stealing them from other parts of the MOC, like right here. I'm going to obviously end up replacing it, but for now I just need to see how it looks, and I'm happy with the design. So I'll move forward with that, order more of those parts, and I think the door is going to look pretty freaking cool. I did also want to take you over to the base of the building and show you kind of how I designed it. So making circles in Lego is hard. I'm sure all of you know this, especially when it's going to be a building that's going to be very tall. I had to make sure I had some good, what I'd like to call like brace points to the ground, because obviously these curved parts, it's not easy to find like a stud that will line up with the ground to have it connected. So I made it my focus just to make sure that these four parts of it would have, you know, a decent connection to the ground, which is why you can see those are actually the parts that are connected to the ground. I have these large pillars holding them up. So that was my first thing, just to figure out how large I want the diameter of the building to be, and then build out this T section, and then really just fill in the rest. And, you know, once you figure out one quadrant of this, every other one is just built the exact same way. So that's what I did. Came up with a design that is basically just these bricks with hinges between them, and it's 5 sections. 4 of them have 4 studs. The middle one has 5 studs, and it's literally just that and going all the way around. So while it is not a perfect circle, I do think it is good enough, and it will certainly be strong. It'll be sturdy, because this building is going to be freaking massive. So happy I was able to do that. And I also noticed while designing this that this building sits up like really high. You can see that, you know, right where the stairs kind of go up to what I would call really like the base of the building where it starts. That's already like a very tall area. So I don't know. I was thinking maybe I could do something creative with what would be like the basement level of the building. I don't know. Just a thought. I think I can do something actually. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I know exactly what I'll put down there. I'm not gonna. Maybe that'll be another surprise for the finale video. What I'm gonna put at the bottom of that building, because that actually might be quite funny. So, just got a good idea. I think you guys are actually really gonna like it. So you have 2 surprises to look for. You have the surprise of what's gonna be under that building, as well as the Boyo Lounge. So 2 things for you guys to look forward to. That'll actually be quite funny. But really, that's all I have to show you guys for the part of this video that is under the room lights. I'm going to go ahead and turn them off, and I'll turn on the lights on the MOC and give you a quick view at the couple of lights that I actually installed this week. And here it is, guys, Vardos with the lights on. This is always a pleasure to look at. I figured since I don't have really a lot of new lights to show you, I'd maybe give you some views of it that you typically don't get. So this is it. This is a good aerial view of the MOC. It looks so freaking cool. I love this thing, guys. You have no idea. But let's actually make our way over to the courtyard. This is the 2 new lights I put in. There they are. Boom, they're in there. See if I can focus. There you go. They are on those 2 assemblies, so that's pretty cool. You can see there's also these extremely bright lights right here, which makes sense. They're extremely bright in the game, and they literally like provide a decent amount of light for the entire area over here. So whenever I get even more lights in it, it'll look even better. But I'm happy with even just those lights. They work out. Now, actually, I just remembered I added in more lights. Well, one more light is actually right there. It's kind of in the ground, but I'm going to go to that side of the room. I'm going to film it basically going this way so you guys can see it. Wow, I can't believe I forgot about that, but let's go right now. Yeah, that's the thing about these large build series. I mean, you build so much, you honestly forget what you built sometimes. But yeah, so I have one of the lights installed in the ground right there. You can see it. And I mainly did that just to test out and see if it would work out. And it obviously, I'd say, looks pretty good. And there's going to be quite a few of those that actually kind of go like along the pathway all the way up to the main Vardos building. So that, I think, is pretty cool. Here's a pulled back view of it, and man, the lights just look incredible on this thing. I feel like this part of the MOC is probably, I feel like this part of the video is just as enjoyable for you guys as it is for me. I feel like this part of the video is just as enjoyable for me as it is for you guys, because it really just is so fun for me to just kind of sit back, absorb the work that I've done, and really get to appreciate it, especially with the lights on. The lights just add so much to it. So those are the lights that I put in for this. One last thing I did want to show you was the MOC kind of from this side, because I don't typically film from over here. So here's another unique view of the MOC. One of the coolest things about this MOC is that I have access to it on all 4 sides. With Crate, it was backed into this little area of the room, so I literally only had access to one side of it. So it's nice to be able to film all around the MOC for a change, and I think you guys appreciate that as well. But that's really all I got for you guys this week. I hope that you enjoyed the segment. This is one of the cooler segments for me, like I said, because I got that building started, and moving forward, I hope that I can build it a considerable amount between now and the next update. So let's go ahead and go to the end of the video, guys. And that's going to finish up the video today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the progress that I made on it. Of course, like I always say in the comment section, definitely let me know what you think about the MOC as a whole right now, and specifically, how do you feel about the big Vardos tower that is being constructed in the back. I am hoping by next week, for the next update, I'll actually be in a place of building where you will be able to see the tower kind of built up behind me. That's kind of my goal. So I think that'll make the build series just look so cool on these intros by having that tower finally built up quite a ways. And it's really not a difficult design. Now that I've really figured out how everything is supposed to go on it, building it up shouldn't be too much of a challenge. So hopefully I'll be able to get a considerable amount of work done on that. And with that tower now being started, I can finally continue on that building that's basically right behind this row of buildings right here. That'll kind of lead you from that courtyard on that side over to the street on this side. So it really does feel I'm getting so close to being done on this MOC. I don't really want to say when I think I'll be done, because there's no way for me to tell right now. There's some parts of this MOC that I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to implement, so I can't really say how quickly I'll be able to have it done. But what I will say is that it feels like it's going to be really soon, so I am very excited about that. I can't wait to do the finale of this just MOC build series and show you guys the entire thing fully lit up with all the large buildings in the background. So one thing that I did actually want to do in this week's video is on a live stream, I asked the chat if they can make a special picture for me, and I said that the first person to make that picture for me would get a shout out in this video. So special thanks to Garrett, no relation to Garrett Bricks, for making this picture right here. I don't really know what I'm going to use it for, but I thought it would be a funny idea, and he made it happen, so I'm definitely going to have to use it for something now. And he also made a bunch of other pictures like these right here. And a lot of people just started sending me random artwork this week, so I'm thinking about starting a new segment on these videos called Boyo Art. And without further ado, here it is.